Hello everyone, this is General Haggard. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. In today's video, we're going to be continuing on our way through the fall-winter of 1914 turn in our demonstration game of Global War 1914. Yesterday we did the Germans, and so today we are starting with the British, and I don't know how far we're going to get. We'll just keep going till we don't want to go anymore. We being me, of course. So anyway, let's get to the British Empire. So the British Empire has got 28 IPP. But first, before we spend all that, let's move this over in the camera view. Okay, we've got two major factories. So we've got two tech rolls. We're going to go for depth charges and hydrophones, which is a 7 or more. Oh, 12. Okay, it wasn't a 12. Anyway, 8. So we got that one. And then we're going to go for wartime economy. We need 7 or more. 12. There we go. We got both of them. Good start. And you know what? Let's just go for our other rolls too. So we can just keep the camera here. So we got diplomacy. We don't have any freebies. But we're going to spend 2 IPPs, and we're going to try to get 2. So the first one will be, let me get a real dice here. I had a D6. That would make it a lot easier, wouldn't it? We're going to go for Portugal. So I need a 3 or less. And no. And then we're going to go for the Netherlands. And the Netherlands has already started up the Ottoman track. It is at stage 1, so we need a 2 or less. And a 10. Okay, didn't get it. So let's go change that technology chart. Okay, so I've changed it. So depth charges and hydrophones have gone to stage 3, and wartime economy down there, you can see there's a big log jam. That's at stage 3 as well, along with a bunch of other nations. So here's the money. We just spent $2 on 2 fruitless rolls, and we're going to buy 4 infantry, 5 colonial troops, and we're going to have the Americans build us in artillery. So that's going to cost us 4 instead of 5. Combat moves. Let's see here. I thought I'd take a chance and take these colonial infantry, that colonial infantry, so that's 2 at 1 against 1 at 2. And also it's the wintertime turn, so I'm not going to get too crazy. Like, this whole turn's going to go a lot faster. And you'll find that in your games it goes a lot faster, even if there's lots to do, because if nothing else, you're only rolling for 1 round of combat instead of rolling for more. Anyway, so let's just do that. I believe that's our only combat move. So the 2 British ones will be the violet dice, so they're at 2, and then the yellow dice will be the Germans, because they're yellow. At least they are when I'm playing the British. When I'm the Germans, then we're tough. Here we go. Everybody needs a 2. Nope. The British need a 1. German needs a 2. And nothing happens. Okay. So that's it. Only 1 round of combat. Alright, non-combat moves. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. Alright, so we're going to start with our boats out here. We're not going to need any boats in the Pacific because the Japanese are going to take care of all that. So we can go, there's no major base here for this transport. Here, we gotta move these guys back, I guess. So we go, is there a major base we can get to? 1, 2, I guess not. So we'll just go here to C zone 61. This guy can go 3, so 1, 2, 3. And let's set this down. I'm going to use my strategic rail move, and I've noticed that in Bengal, it's not worth anything. So I don't need to garrison anybody there. So I'm going to rail him over to southern Persia. These two ships here into here, and we're going to take these guys. So there's a Gurkha and an artillery, and they're going to go to Kuwait. So you can see there, they went here to Kuwait. And then we're going to take the guy from New Delhi down to Maharashtra, and the guy from southern India to Maharaja. Just looking if there's anything else down here. I think there is. Oh yeah. I'm going to take the transport back to India there, to Maharaja. And then the cruiser, you know what, let's take that cruiser. 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring him down there to South Africa because we got to chase down this guy over here now. And we're going to take the seaplane there that is up here. It's at a seaplane base. We're going to bring him over to Greece there. I believe that's Thessaly. And we're going to take 2 dudes from Thessaly, take them up to Serbia, and take the 2 dudes in southern Greece and go to Thessaly. And it really does hinder you when your ships are in port for getting them a long ways. I've noticed that in playing this game. I don't mean this game, I mean playing this game as long as I have. So I believe that's everything down in the south here. So I'm going to just put my stuff on the south, and then I'm going to go up there in the north and finish my turn, just for brevity. So that artillery, I'm going to place that in Washington, D.C., and the Americans will lend lease that to me. And then let's move this back. I'm going to place one of the colonial infantry in South African Union and the other one in Rhodesia and another one in southern Greece up here. And I've got 2 more. So New Delhi and southern India. Okay, let's finish our turn off up near the home country. Let's, I'm going to take one of the cruisers from this task force here. And I'm going to put them in here. These guys are not in, they're not in a port, by the way. So we're going to take this and this over to here, plus these 3 guys over to there. So let's just take this and this off and put a chip down under the artillery, and that's 4 chips down, or we can just take one off, make it 5. There we go. And these are off. And this one's off. I could have taken this seaplane up against the subs up there. That's what happens when you don't walk around the whole board. I stayed down in the south there. Okay, so I've got a torpedo boat. Yeah, I'm just going to leave those down there. Yeah, I'm going to take the cruiser and the torpedo boat destroyer from the Mediterranean and go 1, 2, 3, 4 into here. So they'll go onto the task force marker. There we go. I've moved the seaplane, haven't I? Yep, good. So why I put the guys in Serbia there, like you can see from the earlier turn how hard it is to attack into the mountains there, right? Still got a mountain infantry there, so now with a couple more infantry there, they're going to have to take significant resources just to take Serbia out. And I think it's important to get that supply line going between Berlin and Constantinople. So that's why I did that. I mean, that could backfire as well. Like what could happen is that I could just lose them, and then I don't have as many British down in the Balkans, right? Like, but I'm gambling that with this turn, and there's only one round, that maybe they won't be able to get it. It'll take them an extra turn to do it. So I think that's it. So the British are going to collect 37 IPP. Let's move on to the Austrians. Okay, so Austria-Hungary, and we've got the Russians to deal with, and the Serbians. Oh boy. Anyway, let's get to her. So they have only 12 IPP. They're going to have even less if they don't take some territory back. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to sacrifice one infantry, go down to a militia, so that we can have an extra $1 to roll for Bulgaria. So we don't have to go through a sub to get to. Anyway, we've got one major factory as well. This would really help. We're on stage 3 of wartime economy. This would be a huge role for them. So they need 7 or more. 6. Oh man, too bad. They could have really used that. Okay, and then they are going to go for Bulgaria. They're at stage 3. This will get them to stage 4 and a whole bunch of units. They could really, really use this. So 3 or less. 8. Oh. The Austrians couldn't buy a break there. Okay, so let's get to it. We have got to get Serbia. So we're going to move in what we can. We're going to move in these guys. We're going to move in these 2 guys. Okay. And then let's move in the horses. Remember, we only have 1 round, right? So that's hurting us. Let's move that plane in. Let's move the artillery in. And yes, it looks like we're getting weak down there. Let's move the balloon in as well. We might have to give up this one, but it is only, and plus there's only 1 round of combat there, right? So it's only worth 1 IPP if the Russians take it off us. So we're basically going with everything. And the seaplane is going to go down after those subs down there. They don't even have to submerge because of the 1 round of combat. Anyway, that's pretty much everybody. So, oh, we might as well go for the attrition shot from this guy to this guy. Always got to remember those. I did forget it earlier, where I could have gone after Galatia on the very first turn, and I didn't do it. But you always have to remember those. So let's go with that attrition shot before I forget. That is 1 at 1. Missed it. Got a 2. Where was that 2 earlier? When I was going for Bulgaria. Okay. So we've got 2 artillery, and they're boosted, and they're going into mountains. So they're both at 4. We could really use a good roll here. So 2 at 4. 1 hit. That's good. Okay, so we'll take off one of the British. That was first strike. Now, We have 3 infantry and a mountain infantry. And 2 horses, all going into mountains, 2 boosted by artillery. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 2 and 1 at 1. Okay. So 5 at 2 and 1 at 1. Nothing. Damn. Huh. We did not get it again. So they have 1 at 4 and 1 at 5. 1 at 4. Hit. 1 at 5. Hit. Jesus. You know, this happens every game that I'm the Central Powers. The Serbians just kick ass. Okay, we're going to, let's move this around here. Okay, so you can see I took off the 1 British dude down here. Okay, let's lose a horse and a fighter. And we'll come back to here. Yeah, let's go like this. And here, let's move one guy here. Gotta remember they only have 1 round to take us out. Which they can. Okay, that's it. Oh, we have the seaplane. So, let's take our frustrations out on the British. What color? Let's go blue. So we need a 3 or less. Missed. Done. Okay. So we got to move the seaplane back to Austria. We're going to place our units. So we're going to place 3 infantry in Bohemia and the militia here. Okay, so now we got to see if we can get that dollar from Bulgaria to Austria. And I made a mistake when I said that, you know, this is the Germans. What I meant to say that this is the British. Okay, here we go. So the British sub is the black one, and it needs to be higher than the red one to stop the dollar. And it is. The Austrians are having no luck so far. Okay. So they are down 2, which means they collect 10. There we go. And that's it for Austria. Who's next? France. Okay, Republic of France. So the French have 18 IPP. They're going to spend 1 of those on a diplomacy roll. And they're going to roll for Romania. But before they do that, we have 2 major factories. So let's go for defense in depth. We need a 7 or more. And 2. And then wartime economy. We need a 7 or more. 12. Hey, that's nice. They've got wartime economy. That is stage 4. Excellent. First one to get it. And then we're going for Romania. They need a 3 or less. Missed. Okay. Well, still, wartime economy is not so bad. Okay, combat moves. Before we go to the top of the board there, I think I have 1. Okay, so we've got this transport here. We're going to pick up this infantry and we're going to move into here and we are going to attack Yemen. Since nobody is there, we're going to take Yemen. that's going to give us, if they can't liberate it, that's going to give us a free roll on the diplomacy chart next time. So that's cool. And is that all? I think that's all down here. Okay. One thing that we have found, definitely, we talked a lot about it, like this was a real problem for us. We even tried changing the rules, and then we kind of figured it out. So you can't just not do anything on the Western Front. I mean, you can do that for a turn, maybe two, but if you don't keep attacking, then these trench lines are going to get so big that you can't do anything. Like the trench line is just so powerful with the infantry defending at 6 that you literally can't get through there, and you'll only ever have one round to do it in. So the French, even though it's not time to make a mandatory offensive, they're going to need to make one along with the British and Germans starting next round. They don't have to do it next round, but they're going to have to do it at some point in 1915. But they're going to go now because they've got a numerical advantage over the Germans. This might be the weakest that the Germans ever get. Oh, by the way, somebody pointed out, this guy came from Western Germany. He can only go one space. So we'll just move him out of there. We'll move him into Bavaria, so he went one space. Okay, so here we are. We've got 11 infantry and 3 artillery for the Germans, and then we're going to go with everybody that we can reach with. And because it's only going to be one round of combat, I'm not going to bother moving everybody in, because then I got to take the time to move everybody back out again, right? And since we're not using a battle board anyway, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6 is 14, and 2 is 16 infantry. We got 3 artillery with 1 fighter, and we've got 2 cavalry. I'm just looking around. Okay, that's it. That's all we've got. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to go with everybody. And the seaplane, can't forget about that. The seaplane is going to go after that German sub. Let me just move that out there. There we go. Good luck to him. Those subs are just killing the British right now. Okay, let's take it to the rolling tray. So the French have got 3 artillery, but one of them is observed. Okay. So the observed one will be the red one. So 2 at 4, 1 at 5. First strike. 1 hit. Yeah, just 1 hit. That's a 7. Yeah. Okay. Let's get rid of those ones. They're hard to see. So 1 hit on the Germans. And then the Germans have got 3 artillery, none of them observed, so 3 at 4. 1. Okay, so we each lose 1. The French are going to lose a cavalry, and the Germans are going to lose an infantry, because they're pretty sure they've got enough there to cover it for the next, till they get some more in there. So, here we go. What did I say? 16 infantry for the French, right? Okay, and 3 of them have artillery, so that's 13 of them. Just grab a handful. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 at 2. One, 2, Just 2. Okay. And they have got 3 infantry at 3 and a cavalry at 3. So that's 4 at 3. One, 2. That's not too bad. They managed to get 5 off in total. Okay, now this is going to hurt probably. So they've got 10 left. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. 10 German infantry in a trench. So they're all at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's pretty good. If you're the French and you went against a trench line, they only beat you by 1. That's really good. Okay then, so 5 against 4 there. Okay, let's flip this sucker around. Make sure we're in the picture. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No, you know what? Let's take that cavalry off. 5. There we go. And the Germans lose 4. So we'll take off the 5, put on the 1, and that's done. So see, they would have still had a trench line even if it wasn't winter, but regardless, it's winter, and so we're done there. But that's really good. I'm impressed with the French on that one. So everybody moves back where they were. That's, see how that works. Nice and easy if you don't move everybody in and you know you're only doing one. So that's it. Oh, the seaplane. Let's come back here. Get rid of all these dice. And we have got a seaplane. 1 at 3. The British are going, get him, get him, get him. Le ouf. Oops. 12 is not going to cut it. Okay. So let's move that seaplane back to Gibraltar. There we go. We're going to move this militia here up to... let's move them to Paris. Always protect your capital. Okay. And then we have got this guy down here, the Zouave. He's coming up to southern France. And we have moved everybody else up here, except our Navy, but we're not going to move that. Okay. And while we're going by here, this thing goes up here. We get a free roll if we can manage to hang on to this spot right here. Okay. More non-combat moves. We're going to take this guy. There's no major base, so he can go 3. 1, 2, 3 up to here. And by the way, that guy, he got on that transport down there. Transport came down and then went back up. What else? You know what? Let's move this sub over here. Give this guy a little bit more protection, just because of their sub. And you know what? While we're at it, let's move one of these other subs down there. Here we go. We're going to move this guy over here. There we go. If you missed my previous video on the French, this 4 Legion guy, he's just an infantry. That chip there is just for show. Okay. So let's put our stuff on and collect our money. This guy here is going here, and the artillery is going to go in Washington, D.C. There we go. So you see the artillery's up there. And then we have got these guys. Let's take them up. Three dudes. We'll put them in Paris because we've got a manpower marker of 3 there. And then the militia, we'll put him in southern France. And there we go. Okay. Let's hope this wasn't a waste of time. All right. This one and this one. So, wartime economy. 11. Wow. France is just styling now. So, France is at 15 IPP because that one wasn't worth, no, they're at 18, sorry. 18 IPP plus 11 is 29. That one that we took is not worth anything. So France gets 29 IPP. All right, let's move on. Okay, the Ottoman Empire has 12 IPP on hand, and they are not going to do any diplomacy. They do have one major factory, so they're going to roll for technology. They're going to go for wartime economy. And they got a 12, so that was successful. Excellent. Okay, combat moves. They thought, hey, that works so well for the other dudes there. Why don't we try it? So we're gonna walk that cavalry over, take out British Somaliland, and then they get a pie on the diplomacy chart. Okay. I don't think that this is the time for them to attack. Like really the only thing they could realistically get is North Persia. And if that was the only thing, like I was thinking that's what I should attack. But then I seen the other one there. So they don't need to get something for that diplomacy role. So they're not going to. They're just going to non-combat move. No, you know what? They are going to do a combat move. They've got a coastal sub. They're going to come out to where that German sub is in the Mediterranean there. Right there. Okay. So, and it'll be the black one. And that was unsuccessful. All right. Okay. Let's get in here. There we go. Now, we've got to watch our capital because the British have got 3 transports in the area. Usually you don't see Greece fall that quickly. And so that's a big problem because their home country is at serious risk there. Usually it's pretty safe. I mean, you've got coastal artillery there and you've got mountains, right? That's why I'm opting not to attack this turn. Yeah, I'm going to move some guys around. So this guy's going to move up 1 to southern Iraq. This guy's going to move down 1. This guy's going to move over. This guy's going to move over. That's it. So 1 here. 1 here. 1 here. And 1 here. And that's it. So they are at 10 IPPs. There we go. The Ottoman turn is done. Okay, I think I'm just going to cut it off there because we've done 4 nations and there's 4 nations left to do. So let's cut it off here and then we'll do one with another 4 nations. One of the things I did forget to do, these guys are sitting out in the middle of the ocean. I forgot to put them in. So the British guys, there's 1 there and 3 in London. Everything else had been put on already. So there we go. So everything's done on this turn. So let's just quick recap. The British, they did not do much except for get ready for the next part of the game. They kind of are hurting for money. And I mean, they've got more than most people, but the Germans are just killing them in the oceans. Can't seem to get a seaplane hit so far, but they'll keep trying. The French probably had the best turn. They got their wartime economy. They rolled an 11 for that. Plus, they had a pretty good attack versus the Germans. They only came out 1 down against a trench line, and that's pretty amazing, actually. The Austrians, they could have done a little bit better. They didn't kill themselves or anything. With only 1 round of combat, it's pretty hard to fall off a cliff. So, but they didn't get Serbia. They only managed to take 1 off them. But at the same time, like, they didn't lose a bunch of units either, right? So that could have been worse. But really, they really need to get Serbia. And then the Germans. Well, that was yesterday, so we don't need to do them. And the Ottomans didn't do much. They just did that 1 attack and then put 4 infantry on, moved a couple infantry around. Nothing too exciting there. They did move up to stage 2 on wartime economy, so that was good for them. And we're going to cut it off there. So, take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.